Hello everyone. So today I am going to explain the model number 3, which is basically on 2G technologies. In this lecture we introduce the concept of identifier using GSM system, frame structure for GSM and GSM channels. Before going to this lecture, we take a review of previous lecture. In previous lecture, we discuss about the signaling protocol architecture for the GSM, how the data will be transmitted from mobile station, from transmitter to receiver. What are the protocols? Protocols are nothing but the set of rules how to communicate from one layer to another layer whenever the call will be set up, and what are the different roles of each section will be also explained in detail. So in this lecture we introduce the concept of identifiers in GSM, frame structure in GSM and channels in GSM. So let us begin with first identifiers in GSM. So this is the one of the different types of, if you observe the different types of GSM mobiles which will be used in lots of in 19th centuries. So GSM identifiers, if you know, the lots of network service providers, lots of networks around the world. So each network has a unique identity, how to identify. So that can be use the concept of GSM identifier which identify the GSM network. So these assign the addresses which are uniquely identify, globally identify the network provider or mobile provider or manufacturing provider. That can be done by the GSM. So identifiers are nothing but which give the unique identity to the in global space. So GSM treat the user and equipment in different ways. So vital addresses and identifier that are used in GSM to address below. So which type of identity or addresses will be used by the GSM? These are the some identities or addresses will be used. First one is a international mobile station equipment identity, which will be everyone is known each and every time. This is including your smartphone. Then international mobile subscriber identity. Then mobile subscriber ISDN number. Then location area identity. Mobile station roaming number. Temporary mobile subscriber identity. Local mobile subscriber identity and cell identity. In this lecture, GSM identifiers, we are going start with the smartphone mobile identity, that is IMEI, and then go to the from global to the cell identity, from global to local. So let us begin with the first IMEI. IMEI is an international mobile station equipment identity which is given by the manufacturer like Nokia, Nokia, then Samsung. These are the some manufacturers which provide the IMEI number to the your smart mobile phones. IMEI is a serial number which distinctly identified the mobile station internationally. This is allocated by the equipment manufacturer and registered by the network operator, who store the equipment identity register, which we will already seen. EIR is a database in GSM architecture part, which is the networks NSS part. By means of IMEI, one recognize the absolute stolen or non-functional equipment. So with the help of IMEI, we can track the stolen mobile. The structure of IMEI, it consists of type of approval code, which is a 6 decimal place centrally assigned. The final assembly code, 2 decimal place assigned by the manufacturer. Serial number, which is 6 decimal place assigned by the manufacturer, and 1 SP, 1 decimal place. So this IMEI number, they give the manufacturing information of your equipment, then manufacturing code, all this information which is given by the IMEI number. Then we go to the in global network. If you identify yourself in globally, that time we use the international mobile subscriber identity. When registered with the GSM operator, each subscriber assign a unique identifier. The international mobile subscriber identity is stored in SIM card. SIM card is stand for subscriber identity module, which is a remarkable feature of GSM and secured by the operator. It is secured by SIM card by 4-digit PIN number, that is personal identification number. A mobile station can only operate it when it has a valid IMSI number. So IMSI number consists of mobile country code, mobile network code, and mobile subscriber identity number. So mobile country code is 3 decimal country code. For example, India is 091. It is a mobile country code for India. Then mobile network code, which is provided by the 2-digit decimal identifier the mobile operator within the country. For example, BSNL, it is 04. Then mobile subscriber identity number, that is it is maximum 10 digit, which is unique number of the subscriber within the home network, which is your nothing but your basically your mobile number. Then mobile subscriber ISDN number. This is an authenticated telephone number of mobile station. In a mobile station is international subscriber directory number is publicly known to everybody. The human identity is used to call mobile station. In GSM, mobile station have multiple MS ISDN number. It is consist of country code, then national destination code, and serial subscriber number. So country code, it may be from 1 to 3 decimal places. For example, it's USA 1, India is 91, and Finland is 358. The national destination code, it may be 2 or 3 decimal digit assigned by the National Regulatory Authority, which is to be remembered while asking the MCQ. This is very important. Then subscriber number, it is maximum 10 decimal digit. The 2-digit operator code followed by the decimal digit level number of with the 5 decimal digit subscriber number. So this is the structure of MS ISDN. Then we go to the local area identity. If you identify your area in a country with the locally, we can use the local area identity. Within the public land mobile network, a location area has been its own identifier, which location area identifier. The location area identifier structure hierarchical uniquely, and it consists of country code, mobile network code, and local area code. So country code, which is 3 decimal place, mobile network code, which is 2 decimal place, and location area code, which is maximally a 5 decimal digit. Then mobile station roaming number. A mobile station roaming number is interim location dependent ISDN number assigned to the mobile station by regionally responsible by the visit location register. Using mobile station registration number, incoming calls and channels to the mobile station, MSN has the same structure like MS ISDN. So that is to be remember what is the structure of MS ISDN, which is to be same as MS ISDN. Then temporary mobile subscriber identity. The temporary mobile subscriber identity can be assigned by the VLR, which is responsible for the current location of the subscriber. The temporary mobile subscriber identity needs to have only local signification in area handled by the VLR, visit location register, which is assigned by the visit location register, which is a part of the your NSS and database. This is stored in network side only VLR and not passed to the home location register. Together with the current location area, a temporary mobile subscriber identity, the subscriber is uniquely identified. It contains up to 4 to 8 bits. Then local mobile subscriber identity. This is assigned by the VLR and also stored by the HLR. This is used as a searching key for the faster database within a HLR. Then cell identifier. If you identify globally, then local area, then cellly, we use the concept of cell identifier. Within a local area, every cell has a unique cell identifier together with local area identification, and the cell can be identified uniquely through the global cell identity. So local area identity is consist of MMC, NNC and local area code. And if you identify the cell globally identification, then we use the MNC, local area code and cell identity code. By using this, we define the global identity. Okay. Then we define the identification of MSC and location registers. MSC location registers are registered in HLR, VLR. Then subscriber addresses with the ISDN number. In addition, they have signaling point code within a public LAN mobile network. These codes are used to address these nodes uniquely within a signaling system. So these are some GSM identifiers which will be used to identify the GSM in globally. Then we start with the GSM frame structure. Each bandwidth of GSM consists of 25 MHz, which provide 125 carriers for uplink and downlinks having bandwidth of 200 kHz. Absolute radio frequency channel number denotes the forward and reverse channel pair, which are separated by the 45 MHz. Practically, the guard bands of 100 kHz is provided for upper and lower end of GSM 900 spectrum. Only 124 duplex channels are implemented. GSM use the TDMA and FDMA frame structures. One and more carrier frequencies assigned to each base station. Each of these carrier frequencies divided into time slot, so that is called as a TDMA scheme, whereas the fundamental unit called burst period approximate 0.57 millisecond, and each burst period 8 burst period group consists of 1 TDMA frame. So 8 time slot consists of 1 TDMA frame, and 1 time slot period is consist of 0.577 millisecond, and total time period of 1 TDMA frame 4.615 millisecond. So this question will be asked. Which basic forms the basic unit definitions of logical unit? So these time slots are assigned with the physical channel, and the data and message which is to be passed in this time slot are assigned with the logical channels. So this to be remember how this time slot are assigned to the physical channels, associated with the physical channels, and the data, the message which is to be transmitted inside this time slot is associated with the logical channels. So this is the concept of channel will be shown by the one TDMA frame. So one TDMA frame is consist of 8 time slot, and 8 time slots consist of there is a different sections. There are the guard period 10 bits, then 57 tail bits, 26 bits. There is a flag bit, training bits, and flag bits, and there are again the data bits, and there is a tail bits, and again guard bits. The total time period of one time slot is 0.577 millisecond, or if you exclude the guard period, then the actual time period of this 0.546 millisecond. This question will be asked in every MCQ, so to be remember. So carries the traffic channel and control channels inside this information, like broadcast control channel, paging channel, access grant channel, single dedicated control channel, then slow associate control channel, and fast associate control channel. So remember, the physical channels are associated to time slot, and the message which is inside the time slot which is to be present are carried out actually to the logical channels. So data, there are the two blocks of 57 bits carries the speech of data and control permission. Tail bits used to indicate the start and end of the each burst. 3 bits always 00. Guard period which consists of 8.25 bits long. The receiver can only receive and decode if the burst is received within a time slot and designed for it. Since the mobile station moving exact synchronization of the burst and not possible practically, hence 820.5 bits are corresponding to about 30 microseconds is available to guard period for small margin of error. Then flag bits. These bits are used to indicate if the 57 bits data block are used to fast associate control channels. Then training sequence. This is the set of sequence of bit known as by the both transmitter and receiver. When a burst of information is received, equalizer and searches the training sequence code. The receiver measures and then mimics the distortion which is signal has been subjected to this. So training sequence actually passes to the from transmitter to receiver how the data will be decoded. Then the receive then compares the received data and distorted possible transmitted signal and choose most likely one. So this is the structure of one time slots. Now we are going mostly GSM frame structure. We are seen in hierarchical format. So in hierarchical format, the GSM frame structure consists of super frame, then multi-frame, then one TDMA frame, and one TDMA frame consists of 8 time slots, and one time slot consists of these are the different fields. Now as shown in figure, if you observe the one's hyperframe which is the most top in hierarchical GSM frame, which consists of 2048 super frames. The duration of this frame is 3 hours, 28 minutes, 53 seconds, 76 microseconds, which is to be remembered. Or we can say that it consists of one super frame 2 27 lakh 15,648 TDMA frames. Then if you observe one slot, this, it consists of 51 super frames. So each slot of hyperframe is consist of 51 super frames. So this slot 0, slot 1. So 0 slot, if we draw this, expand in more. So if you observe, there are the 51 super frames. Then one super frame consists of 1326 TDMA frames, which has time period 6.1, 6.12 seconds. It consists of 26 multiframes or 51 multiframes. So first 0 frame is consist of this like 26 multiframes or 26 TDMA frames. So one super frame consists of 51 multiframes and has time period. So multiframes are consist of 26 super frames and it consists of various parts. Then it is divided into two class, 26 TDMA frames of 120 millisecond and second TDMA frame of 230 milliseconds. Again we observe the 26 TDMA frames, 26 multiframes, each slot again divided to 1 TDMA frame. So 1 TDMA frame is consist of 8 time slots which has time period 4.615 milliseconds and one time slot of this TDMA frame is consist of 156.25 bit duration of 0.577 millisecond and this is again one time slot is consist of 156.25 bits duration into different sections of bits, tail bits, encrypted bits means actually data, flag bits, then training sequence, flag, encrypted data, then trailing bits and guard period. So this is the structure, hierarchical structure of GSM frame structure, which is consist of super frame. Then super frame consists of 26 multiframes, 1 TDMA frames and TDMA frames consist of one time slot and one time slot again divided into different sockets. So one hyperframe 2048 super frames and one super frame consists of 51 multiframes and one multiframe consists of 26 TDMA frames and one TDMA frames consist of 8 time slots and one time slot is consist of 156.20 feet duration. So this is the basic unit of TDMA frame structure, that is one time slot. Then we go to the channels. There are the two types of channels which will be used. There are the different number of channels basically which will be used in GSM. Basically we introduce the two broad categories of channels. First one is a physical channels and second one is your logical channels. In telecommunication, channels refers either physical transmission medium such as wired or logical connection or multiplex medium or such as radio channels. The channels are used in air interface divided into two types, physical channels and logical channels. Physical channels, it is a medium over which the information is carried out actually, and logical channel it consists of information carried out over a physical channels. So physical channels or consist of medium over which the information is carried out, and the logical channel consists of the information carried over a physical channels. So we start with the physical channels. When mobile station and base transceiver station are communicated, they are to a specific pair radio frequency carries one for uplink and one for the downlink. So that is called forward channel and reverse channels. Within a given time slot, this combination time slot carries the frequency forms what is the term as physical channels. So one RF radio frequency channels will support 8 physical channels in a time slot from 0 to 7. So already we'll see the one TDMA frame structure. Then logical channels, which actually carries the information in the form of message. The transport either user data during the call or signaling information from mobile station to the base station. The data transfer, whether they use the traffic or signal information, are mapped onto physical channels by defining the number of logical channels into two basically class. First one is a traffic channels, which actually carry the call data or signaling data. Then control channels, which actually implemented the communicate, which carry the communication information or control signals or synchronization information between the service data between the network equipment nodes, like mobile station to the BTS, BTS2, MSC or BSS. So this is the from physical channel to logical channel, how the physical channel and how the message will be transmitted over a channel. So logical channels, message type, different types of message and different types of logical channels, how can be assigned. So logical channels are basically classified into two types. First one is the traffical channels, which actually carries out the data. Traffical channels are intended to carry the encoded speech or user data. Then control channels. The control channels are intended to carry the signaling and synchronization data between the base station and mobile station. Logical channels are used by the system, mostly mobile station, for the different purpose. Then we are broadly classified the logical channels into two subcategories, traffic and signaling. Again, traffic channels are classified into full rate traffic channel, half rate traffic channels. Then signaling channels, or we can say control channels, are again classified into broadcast, common control channel and dedicated control channel. Again, broadcast control channel are classified into subclass, frequency correction channel, synchronization channel and broadcast control channel. Again, the common control channel are subclassified into three class: paging channel, random access channel and access grant channel. Again, dedicated control channels are carried out the standalone dedicated control channel, slow associate control channel and fast associate control channels. And whenever if you carried out the data, that time we use the traffic channels, and whenever you carried out any control information, synchronization information, controlling signals, that time we use the control or signaling channels. Broadcast channel, whenever if your mobile phone is switched off, after immediate, if you switch on the mobile, first it will be discover the network or nearby frequency which is radiated by the BTS, and that time the network synchronization or network identification that can be done by the broadcast channel. And common control channels mostly are used for the to carry the call setup information by the common control channel, or notification of network, or allocation of a channel, particular channel or particular frequency that can be used by the common control channel. And dedicated control channels are used to establish the call setup, call termination and call interrupt. All this operation between the mobile station to the BTS can be done by the dedicated control channels. So traffic channels. So traffic channels are intended to carry the encoded speech or user data. The full rate traffic channels at a net bit of 22.8 kbps, that is denoted by traffic channel at full rate. Hard rate traffic channels net bit of rate 11.4 kbps. The speech channel defined in both full rate and half rate. Data channels supported variety of data 2.4, 4.8 and 9.6 on both full rate and half rate. The traffic channels and the 9.6 kbps data rate is only full rate applications. Then control channels. The control channels are nothing but to carry down the signaling information or synchronization information and control information from mobile station to the BTS. There are the several forms of control channels in GSM. Basically are classified into three subclass: broadcast control channels, common control channels and dedicated control channels. These categories according to the manner which they are supported to the radio interface and the type of signal information they are actually carried out. Then first we define the first common control channel, that is broadcast control channel. The broadcast control channels are transmitted in downlink direction only transmitted from BTS. The broadcast channels are used to broadcast the synchronization and general information to all mobile stations within a cell, such as local area identity and maximum output power. It has three types. Again, broadcast control channels are classified into three subcategories: frequency correction channel, synchronization channel and broadcast control channel. Broadcast control channel, they are classified into three subcategories: frequency correction channel, synchronization channel and your broadcast control channel. So first when we see the frequency correction channel. The frequency correction channel is used for the frequency correction, synchronization of mobile station. The repeated after every 10 seconds transmission of frequency burst called FCCH. FCCH is transmitted on downlink from point to multipoint from BTS to the mobile station. Synchronization channels allows to mobile station synchronize time within the BTS, and it is repeated after every 10 milliseconds from synchronization bus format. Synchronization transmitted in downlink point to multipoint. Then broadcast control channel. Broadcast control channels used to broadcast the control information every mobile station within a cell. Their information include the control channels configuration used in BTS, the list of broadcast control channels carries the frequency used by the neighboring BTS and number of parameters that are used by the mobile station when assessing the BTS. So broadcast control channel are downlink and it is point to multipoint. So all broadcast channels are downlink channels and they are carried from BTS to mobile station. To be remembered. Then common control channels. The common control channels are used by the mobile station during the paging and assessing procedure. So common control channels are again carried out into four subcategories: random access control channels, paging channels, access grant channel and cell broadcast channels. Common control channels, they are categorized into four types. We can see one by one. Random access control channels transmitted by the mobile station when it wishes to access the system. This occurs when mobile initiate a call or respond to the page. Paging channel transmitted by the BTS when it wishes to contact the mobile. The reason for contact may be incoming call or short message. The access grant control channel, it carries the data which instruct the mobile to operate the particular physical channel or time slot. Access grant channel used by the network to grant or deny or mobile station to access the network supplying with a detailed dedicated channel. Traffic channels or slow dedicated control channels may be used the subsequent of communications. Then cell broadcast channel. This is the channel is used to transmit the message broadcast to all mobile within a cell. Example, traffic information. Cell broadcast channels will be still in time from slow dedicated control channel. So this is to be remembered in MCQ. Then dedicated control channels. Dedicated control channels are again classified into 3 to 4 types, which carry the signal information carried out between the mobile station to the BTS and using associate and dedicated control channels during or not during the calls. So classified of dedicated control channels: stand-alone dedicated control channels, associated control channels, slow associate control channels, and fast associate control channels. The stand-alone dedicated control channels, the mobile station of the stand-alone dedicated control channels, information about the physical channels, frequency and time slot used to traffic. It also carries the information called forwarding and transmission on short message. Then associated control channels. These are the channels could be associated with the either standalone dedicated control channels or traffic channels. They are used to carry the information associated with the process of being carried out the either standalone dedicated control channels or traffic channels. They are classified into again 2 types: fast associated control channels and slow associated control channels. Slow associated control channels are activated when convey the power control and timing information in downlink direction, receive the signal strength indicator like quality of report upline direction, occupies the time slot in every 26. Slow associated control channels message is sent every 48 milliseconds, approximately in every 2 seconds. Then fast associated control channels, it activate FCCH is associated with the TCH. Frequency fast associated control channels burst insert its own information, and fast associated control channels use carry out the user authentication and handover, and complete fast associated control channels may be sent once every 20 milliseconds. So the summary of this session, we introduce the identifiers, GSM identifiers, when you identify the GSM in globally, then frame structure, concept of channels, and the different types of channels will be used to carry the data information. What is the channel, classification of channels, traffic channels, control channel, different types of the logical channels, common control channels, dedicated control channels, and broadcast control channels. So in this lecture we have stopped here. Thank you.